What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night, which means it's time for another Toypixx live stream. And in tonight's stream, we're going to be talking about some of those MAFEX reveals that got shown off. We're going to be talking about the very little that we know so far from MCM London. And did I actually get the graphic done for the Patreon freebie? Plus, people have been asking about kind of the business and everything. This was actually brought on by one of Uncarted's comments on one of my YouTube videos that I recorded a while back, talking about the goals, the vision of Toypixx, all that stuff. So we'll discuss all of that as we go on this fine evening. So for anybody catching this on the old replay crew, since we don't know much about MCM, what is your favorite MAFEX reveal that we've seen so far for this month? Well, all the reveals. We've got the Wolverine, the Hugh Jackman from Wolverine and Deadpool, the one without the sleeves. We've got Queen Maeve from The Boys, and we have Batman from The Flash, Batfleck, I suppose, to be more exact. So there you go. Let me know in the comments. And now, speaking of the comments, let's go see how the chat's doing, shall we? Sci-Fi, what's up, sir? Greetings and toytations, everyone. Robert Kirkman, the creator of Invincible and The Walking Dead, is also a co-creator of Skybound Entertainment, and they are taking, in conjunction with Hasbro, oh, I know this news, the Energon universe that will cross over G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Void Rivals from the comics into an adult animated series. Joe Henderson from Lucifer is attached as writer and showrunner. The project will soon be taken to streaming and network buyers, according to Comic Book News. Warner Brothers, dang it, stop popping up. All right, one day I will figure out how to just throw PCs away for the whole world, and then we can all replace them with something that works. Anyway, sorry, guys. According to Comic Book News, Warner Brothers is once again for sale. This makes it about 3 times in a decade. That's A Crisis on Infinite Earths, 0 Hour, and Rebirth, Restart, Retcon, and Restart. Life imitating art, I guess. James Gunn has said he doesn't know if there will be a Peacemaker Season 3 or what, if anything, will come after Superman, Man of Tomorrow. There's already speculation that his tenure at DC will be very short-lived if they're bought. I believe that Paramount is interested, and I believe Paramount also owns Skybound, along with Robert Kirkman. Depending on the situation, Paramount owns Skydance. I don't know if they own Skybound. That would be interesting. I think Skybound is owned by Image, isn't it? I could be off. I'm not sure. Depending on the situation, parts of, well, wait, you're talking about the production company. Never mind. I'm all over the place. That would all be interesting. Depending on the situation, parts of Warner Brothers might just be sold off, such as DC Comics properties or their animation or games division. Oh, Superman, where are you now? When everything's gone wrong, somehow the Men of Steel, Men of Power, are losing control by the hour. Oh dear. The Marvel Legends Gladiator and Deathbird 2-pack is in stock at Entertainment Earth. My Gamerverse Captain America vs. Venom arrived yesterday. I do like this cap. The butterfly joints are great. I just wish he had a ball waist joint instead of an ab crunch and waist twist. The shield is okay. I say okay because it still has the peg and wrist clamp combo instead of actual straps, or at least shield holders similar to what Mythic Legions does. Bobby Bala has said that during the same weekend as Legions Con, where he will be, Action Force Wave 6 will go up on his site, ready for sale. Nice. At least Shop Pay is available for pay installments on his site. Ace has stated that there are a very limited number of Hunter tanks available on Ramen Toy's site due to canceled or unpaid orders. So grab them while you can. Interesting. Savage Crucible has an exclusive Barbarian figure that people have been reviewing. Articulated Ninja just did a video on it. All the detail, sculpt, and artistry of Mythic Legions with super smooth Articulation, many multiple points of articulation and accessories for less than the price of a Maximum Legend, but more than the price of a Magic the Gathering card included figure. Definitely check out his video. Will do. I hadn't heard about that yet, or hadn't heard about his video. Anton, real quick break from the news here, sci-fi. I saw a crappy alien from another dimension, and you know that is forbidden for the Time Lords. Like me, defeated them. Woo! Very nice. Thank you for letting me know about the Master action figure. Is it available in the US? I'm not sure on that one, Anton. Back to sci-fi. Anton, you're most welcome. There we go. Dan Yoon said there may be a comic book and Gamerverse figure sneak peek from MCM London where Dwight will be hosting. After that, there will be one more event before year's end for more release info. CG Toys Daredevil is making a pretty good name for himself. Todd McFarlane is said to continue the DC Multiverse license into most of 2026. I believe what I heard was the deal was through the end of 2026. So yeah, there's that. But so what's going on from what I understand is middle of the year Spin Master loses the license. So like the kid product, that goes to Mattel in the middle of 2026. And then after 26, the adult collectible figures go to Mattel. So from what I understand, it's Spin Master that loses it in the middle of next year, and then Mattel takes over in 2027. I could be wrong. That's just the latest thing that I saw. All right, let's see here. The Tron HasLab is starting to make the Star Wars Rancor and 5th Inquisitor lightsaber HasLabs look pretty good in comparison. I mean, 5 3.75 figures with vehicles and a light-up base for $250. That sounds like Super 7 gobbledygook. And not only that, forget that. I mean, tax, shipping, whatever else they tack on. Yeah, that's a spicy meatball. Let's see. Speaking of Super 7, one of its representatives stated when asked about more waves for the animated D&D cartoon figures, replied they'd like to, but it all depends on how well the 25 POA $300 Tiamat sells. Really, that seems counterintuitive. To see if there's enough interest. If this is your thought process, they should at least take the customers out to dinner and a movie first before all the rough stuff. Oh, and Cab Fare home. No walk of shame. That's fair. That's fair. You don't want any 7 a.m. walks without a yellow checker cab. For me, next morning, sheesh, the Gorgon and Medusa 2-pack are also available for pre-order. Jinx and the Techno Viper are only 20 or $12 on Amazon. I saw that. I was kind of tempted by Jinx. That's the bi-weekly rundown for the week. Now back to you, Dave. Listen, the esteemed chat. What beautiful chattering they make. Sci-fi always, man. Thank you very much for all that. That was a whole lot. And I think we can, you gave us plenty to talk about this fine evening if we run out of things. Appreciate it, man. What's up, Paul? Good to see you tonight. Woohoo! Oh, I appreciate that. Hit that like button, people. Paul said so. Let's see, nerds. What's up, Mr. Madsen? Good to see you tonight. Let's see, what's going on, Star? Hey, Sci-Fi Ball Matt, thanks, man, for keeping everybody involved. Did you see the Savage Crucible tease for this weekend? I did not. Star, Dave, have you seen the new 1/6 Star Wars Rebels Vader/Stormtroopers from Hono? To just say they look fantastic is an understatement of criminal proportions. That makes it sound like I don't want to see those, Star. If I see them and I'm tempted, my wallet is going to murder me tonight. Thanks, Paul. Much appreciated. Skew, what is up, sir? Thank you very much for chatting with the people. Hopefully you can stick around, have some fun this fine evening. Star, I'm not into 1/6 scale, and even I was tempted with these. Yeah, that's a problem. See, that's what I'm saying. I got to back off from that. Whoo! What do we got? Good evening, Toy Odyssey. Good to see you here this fine night as well. Skew, finally actually here, and we're all stoked to see you, Skew. Totally. Glad you were able to make it. Whoever gets DC, make it good. Facts. Oh, let's see, Mr. Madsen, the Gunverse is on the hook. It's gonna go down if it gets sold. They have to break up Warner for monopoly purposes. Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. I thought of a straight up. So do they have to? I know that they were talking about splitting Warner and Discovery. And Warner, basically, from what I understood, Warner would keep all the stuff that we'd be interested in, and Discovery would get shuffled off with all the other stuff. But I guess that makes some sense. Ooh, that would be interesting. I wonder what all they'd sell off. Or I wonder if Paramount or whoever would go in there and say, okay, here's what we need to do in order to avoid the whole monopoly thing. I don't know. That's interesting. All right, Star. I thought I saw the pre-order for Jada Wave 2 Edge Runners earlier. It was just a cat. Star, you might need to have you lay off the placebo. I don't know what that means. Everybody can load up on the placebo. Let's see, Master June, has anyone, let's see, seen anything? Well, I said Master, has anyone? I figured you'd go with June there. My bad. Has anyone seen anything about these figs? Do they even exist? Indiana Jones couldn't find these figs, and he found alien crystal skulls. Woo-hoo! Ah, Tim Meadows, still funny. That's a fact. I just got my SHF Band of the Hawk Guts. Incredible figure. That is good to hear, Toy Odyssey. I know when they were first doing those guys, it sounded like Guts wasn't done very well. What is that? Bleach? Or am I off? Help me out. Tell me what Guts is. As soon as I said Bleach, I'm thinking, I don't think that's right. I gotta learn my anime, for sure. Star, I bet Master June is kicking back in the Jada office with the other workers having a good laugh, enjoying the latest installment of Let's Piss Off Star. I don't think June's that angry with you, Star. What's up, Rick? Good to see you tonight, sir. Woohoo! Oops, gotta push more buttons. All right, you were wrong. Mattel takes over mid 2026. McFarlane still has the ability to produce until the end of 26. Really? Because that was okay. So what I read, it was the TNI. So I wonder, when did I read that? It was 2 or 3 days ago. So maybe something changed since then. This is me not keeping up with the news. This is why it's very good that Sci-Fi is coming in here and helping us out. I did not know that. Thank you, Mr. Madsen. See, Star, Brick, guess which wave of Jada Edge Runners I don't have on my... Poor Star. Let's see. I want that Savage Crucible T, or I sent that to your IG. All right, cool beans. We'll check it. Thank you, sir. I think the idea of showing figs that won't be released for a while is not such a great idea. I'm losing interest in all but the Noda Lord of the Rings. I don't like that. I understand. I've thought for a while. I guess this isn't really the same when it comes to Jada because they've actually shown off prototypes and painted figures and all that. I've thought for a while that renders are a mistake just because they never look as good as the actual photos. But what you're talking about, nothing to do with renders. They actually showed off all those figures straight up last year, I think. Brick, regulate a monopoly? Nah. I was kind of wondering about that too. Whoever buys it just needs to donate to a Trump crypto scheme or towards his wife. Oh boy. Berserk. Why was I thinking Bleach? Thank you, Brick. Walked through the door yesterday with a Muff Toys Kryptonite Seeker. What? Kicking myself for not paying more attention to these third-party companies earlier. There's some wild stuff out there. What's up, Spaded One? Good to see you tonight, man. Guts, main protagonist from Berserk. I was thinking B. I think B I got right? Did any other, I guess, yeah, E. I'll take a vowel on that as well. Let's see. Trick question, Star. Wave 10. Oh, boy. Brick something. The Biden administration. Oh, boy. All right, guys. All right. Let's chill on the politics. That's not where we want to go here. There's plenty of that gets thrown around everywhere else. All right. Let's see here. let's jump in. The first thing I want to do is, yes, I did finally make the graphic for this month's Patreon photo contest theme. The theme, of course, being Halloween, and the winner will receive this armored up Cobra Commander and this Cobra Viper. So there you go. You need to be a member of the $5 Grande tier on the Toypixx Patreon or higher. So there you go. That's the old Halloween graphic. Good to go on all the things. Where am I? What did I do? All right, here. Let's party, star. Well, that one too never stops. It's fair. No, we're good, guys. We're good, Brick. Okay, I can't wait for my Chaos Dark Knight Vigilante to arrive. I don't know about that one. Man, I need to, or we've gone through it, and there's so many Batmans, I totally lost it. Skew, yes, what a prize. I likes it. Let's see, what's going on, Ghost Tab? Good to see you this fine evening. Look, I actually got the graphic done for the Patreon contest. I'm pretty proud of myself. I took that picture, I think it was last year, and just threw it on the same graphic I've been using for everything else. And I didn't even have to make a new graphic for the Cobra Commander and Viper. And it took me that long to get this up. Things has been busy. It's no good. Whew. All right, so there's that. Now, let's get out of ye old Patreon so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Where are we? I'm going to look at a few more things here. Let's jump in because I've actually got some tabs open, ladies and gents. Let's see if I choose the right tab here. Oh no, I have so many. There we go. Let's do this one. All right, so MAFEX is going out and grabbing. How about I grab the wrong? Here we go. MAFEX is going out and grabbing ye old sleeveless Wolverine from the Wolverine and Deadpool movie. I think if anybody wanted the Wolverine from that movie in MAFEX form, this is the one they were waiting for. And I gotta say, I think they kind of crushed it. I think they did a great job on this guy. Let's go back. What did I do here? I searched him up. Let's check this out. The Hugh Jackman face sculpt is really good as well. I'm pretty impressed by this. And you know I'm not the movie comic or the movie figure guy, but I know people that are big fans of Hugh Jackman, so I don't know. Is it enough for a joke gift? Probably a little expensive for a joke gift, but we can see a little bit going on here. Right now the solicitations aren't up, so we can't get the super awesome shots that we usually get or that we like to, at least in one place. I could probably scour Instagram for hours and find us all the pictures, but again, that'd be hours. That would be bad. All right, what have we? I bet that guy in the photo has his Jade Edge Runner's Wave 2 pre-orders. He might. Spaded, you should take a sec and look at the Muff Toys, Chaos Toys stuff. Unlicensed third-party stuff from China, but insanely photogenic figures. I might have to. I think I've seen Muff Toys. I'm assuming they just changed their name to Chaos Toys. Let's see, that MAFEX Wolverine is the best looking Jackman Wolverine to date. I think you're right. You'll be paying a pretty penny for that best looking Jackman Wolverine to date. But I do think you're right. And if you're a huge fan of this version, I think it probably ends up being worth it. Wolvie figure is fire. I totally agree, Skew. And like I said, you guys know me. I'm not the movie guy, but that is looking pretty spectacular. Star, you mean that the MAFEX Wolverine pre-orders aren't up yet? Yeah, there's a lot of that. Oh, Star, it's going to be okay, man. It's going to be okay. Again, what was it that was said? Was it that, let's see, was it that June? It was either that pre-orders are going to go up at the end of this year, beginning of next, or that the figures were going to be released at the end of this year, beginning of next. I can't remember what the deal was. Driving me a little crazy. A little warm in here too. What am I doing, people? Spaded MAFEX Jacked Man should have been a 2-torso thing like the John Wick figs instead of 2 separate releases. You know what, Spaded One? One of the reasons I got into MAFEX is because it always felt like they were going to give you a complete figure. And here, they kind of jumped that a little bit, didn't they? For exactly what you're saying. Like, it would have been nice to at least, even if they didn't give them a complete torso, give them some swap out arms or something, because they've done stuff like that in the past. So that's a little sketchy. I feel like they're taking too many lessons from certain companies over here in the West. Still looks really good, and I didn't like the sleeved Wolverine look anyway. I think this looks a lot cooler. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I wish they hadn't done it this way. Star, the Scooby line will be dope. Shaggy, Scoob, Daphne, awesome so far. You know what? That's something to look forward to there, Star. Look for all the other Jada pre-orders that are coming up. I know you're an Edge Runners guy, but I also know you're a Jada guy. So we've got people getting Frosty the Snowman already. They loved it, it looks like. We've got, let's see, Scooby and the Creeper and the Mummy are already out and about. People seem to dig those. We've got several Street Fighter figs on pre-order. I have Vega in my pile of loot, and I have Akuma and Balrog on pre-order here. So don't worry, there's stuff to look forward to. There's enough to possibly whet your appetite until those pre-orders show up. That would be good times. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Wolvie here. I think that looks good, but let's kick him out. Now let's jump in though and find this. I know we're seeing a little more Wolvie again. These are the 3 figures that went up or that are going to go up for this month. Now, one thing that's interesting here is while MAFEX has gone and put up 3 figures in the past in a month, it's been because one of them was a complete repaint. Now, this Wolverine probably uses a lot of stuff from that first Wolverine with just sleeveless arms, so maybe that kind of counts. But this is the first time we're getting 3, I would say, fairly, like these 2 are brand new. And I would say this Wolverine probably counts as pretty much brand new as well, with the exception, again, of some of these parts. But yeah, it's the first time we've gotten 3 brand new figures from MAFEX in a month, which is kind of irritating because they're having a hard time keeping up with their production as is. As you know, I am a big MAFEX fan, but I'm getting a little frustrated. I keep getting, hey, this figure's been delayed. I can't remember when Rogue was supposed to be released, but I'm always, like, for 3 or 4 months in a row, I've gotten emails from Ami saying, hey, this one's delayed. I'm like, no, I need Rogue. There's a lot of anger clearly in my voice, but I figured we'd look at these a little bit. I still feel like MAFEX, they had to sign some kind of deal with the devil here to have to keep producing figures made off of like what was started with Man of Steel. So this Flash Batfleck, now don't misunderstand me here. I do think that Batfleck did a great job. Like, I think Ben Affleck would have been a great Batman if he were written as Batman. He just did have that. He had that presence, I think, very well. It's just movies didn't do great. And when the movies don't do great, the merchandise doesn't sell great. So this is a curious choice, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Sorry, I got, okay. No worries. Sorry, guys. I try not to look at the phone much, but I got a new kind of thing going on. All right. Now, I do like the faces here. That's an angry Batman. There you go, with a little more, like, that is perfect. That is perfect out of that Wolverine and Deadpool movie. That is just remarkable. And yeah, there's the Hugh face, gang. What's everybody thinking here? That's a better look at the Hugh face than we saw earlier. There's all the different head sculpts. I even think this one looks pretty good. Oftentimes when they try and do a yelling head sculpt, what they'll do is they just make the mouth wider, but they don't do anything else with the rest of the face. And here it looks like they did a little bit, which is pretty sweet. And then for everybody who's been picking up the boys figures, Queen Maeve, I think we've been looking at the prototype for something like 2 or 3 years now. So the fact that she's finally going to go up for pre-order, and it's been a while since I've seen the boys, that face, it looks pretty good, but you guys are going to need to let me know. I'm not sure on that. Toy Odyssey, sad that $30 is now the norm for basic 112 figures. Yeah, you know what's, it wouldn't be sad if everybody's money was keeping up with that, but that's just not the way it is. I do see, from just a global thing, I do see something's going to have to break. I was watching something the other day that said the Roaring 20s gave way to the Great Depression and all that stuff, and we had good times up through the Rona. And now we've kind of hit a spot where we need to build back up. And I think one of the things that I really think needs to happen is I think all these old publicly traded dinosaur companies need to just go away and the new ones need to start coming up. And if they're in the entertainment industry, they need to not be publicly traded. That's my own thing, though. Sci-Fi Frosty the Snowman is a snow golem. Changed my mind. All right, guys, and go. Star, because you'll go right back to Edge Runners after the slight distraction attempt. Kind of enjoying them. Thanks, Hugh. Very nice. Star, Skew, completely agree. Already got multiples of Wave 1 Scooby. Never thought I'd be this excited for a property that I was never really a fan of. They look amazing. Yeah, I still haven't gotten any Scooby figures yet. I got to get on it. Skew, not sure how the QC or how the DC figures will be affected if sold again. Y'all know? I don't know, man. I don't know. I would hope that a lot of these companies would just keep the licensing agreements that they've got. But who knows? When a new regime comes in, things change. So we'll see. Star Skew, can't argue with that. Of course, Wave 2 is taking so long for pre-orders that they're giving Mezco 1/12 a run for their money. I know, which is sadness. For a while, I mean, MAFEX did let it go out quite a ways, and then they were able to rein it in, so they were only a month or two behind, and now it's gotten crazy again. So I did hear one time, but this was a couple years ago, that they share a factory with someone who's much bigger. So what would happen is when the much bigger person or the company needed to have stuff made, then Medicom would just have to take a back seat till they were done with their run. So it might interrupt what they're working on, but I don't know if that's still the case or not. Oh yeah, they did. Hugh looks phenomenal. See, the only MCU Wolverine I want is a speaking one that says, "Let's have it go." And the entire cast, let's hear it, the entire roast he did on Deadpool inside the Honda Odyssey before the fight. Oh, that was brutal. That was a brutal shot. Sci-Fi, let's see, can add a sound chip if you need to. That's fair. Add a sound chip to Hugh. Happy birthday! Oh, I had it that time, Skew. Before I was totally lost. Spaded, it's a lot easier to accept a $10 to $15 price hike when you're buying $100 figure, $100+ figures. Asking $30 to $50 for a McFarlane figure just feels wrong. I 1000% agree. Yeah, the McFarlane stuff, it makes me sad. See, that Frosty has a lot of possibility. The rabbit doesn't. I love the expressions you can get with that. Yeah, with the hat alone, how it moves. Ooh, I do need that Frosty. That sounds awesome. See, Mr. Matt's going to check out Frosty next round of orders. Just put it over for me. Nice. Nice. All right, so that's what we've got with the MAFEX stuff. Now, as far as what we know from MCM, there hasn't been much. I honestly thought we'd get quite a bit. out of them. But no, what we've got, in fact, I'll just start with this because, hang on, let's start with this. This is when Hasbro is going to have their panels. So you will have Star Wars, Marvel, G.I. Joe, and Transformers. Fan can attend I think they meant fans, can attend the Hasbro brand panel on Saturday, October 25th at 11:45 a.m. BST. I'm assuming that's British Standard Time to 12:35. On Capitol Stage, during the panel, Hasbro brand marketing and design members will be sharing a number of exciting product reveals and first looks across its popular, fan brands that you won't want to miss. Get your Comic On website. Some of this was written weirdly. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure the British know how to do English. So, I was lost there. So there you go. It doesn't break it down. So it doesn't say what time the Transformers are on, what time Star Wars is on, all that stuff. So you might want to look for this. On the other hand, I'm sure it'll all be hitting Hasbro Pulse or somewhere sometime possibly after 12:35 British Standard Time, which I believe, what are they? I think they're 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time, but correct me if I'm wrong. And if that's the case, then that'd be 5:35 Eastern Standard Time. So I would look for some kind of Hasbro Pulse announcement or video or whatever after that. Could be wrong. That's just what the gut says. So there's what we've got as far as what we know out of the schedule for Hasbro at MCM. Shut that down now. And now let's go. It's all anticlimactic. This is all we know. Here's a picture that was taken by Dwight Stahl, the Marvel Legends designer and all that good stuff. Let's see. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. This wasn't. He took another picture that I'll get to in a minute. This is from the Full Force podcast. We all know Full Force, I believe. But this is just a picture of the display case for Hasbro's G.I. Joe classified brand over at MCM. I don't notice anything new, but who knows? I'm sure we'll start getting a lot more news starting tomorrow. Usually what I thought would happen with MCM is that we would start to understand a little bit more. Some leaks would come out. It always happens with San Diego and New York Comic-Con, where all these leaks come out of what we're going to see and all that good stuff the night before it actually goes out there. And that did not happen. So I gambled poorly when it came to the theme of this live stream. Let's see, Star. I'd take a McFarlane Fig if they gave me 30 to 50. But is that what you're asking? You know what? If they paid us to take them, you know what? That would be awesome, because I'd take it for that amount of money and then I'd sell it for whatever amount of money. So I'd be making money two ways. I'd be pretty excited about that. Let's see. That rabbit is full of possibilities. Just ask Glenn Close. What? This is why I keep clicking. Oh, sci-fi. Yeah. Oh, no. What have I done? I lost things. Oh, great. Googly moogly. There we go. Did you see the giant open spaces in the G.I. Joe booth for MCM? And MCM are my initials also. Nice. I did not, but now that I'm looking, look next to the hiss specifically, guys. That looks pretty empty there. And then they've got, it does look like kind of their, I see. It does look like they're leaving a little bit of space for a couple more editions. Maybe not the bottom shelf so much. Hang on, let me get a closer look there. Maybe a little bit on the bottom, towards the middle and towards the back. But specifically around the hiss, we're going to have something going on there for sure. I did not notice, but that's a good grab. Good eye, sci-fi, but means bollocks standard time. I'm such a yank. Let's see. Also sent that to your IG. Awesome. Thank you, sir. I think that's the picture I've got up now, but I will check that. Let's see. Got it. Got it. The god name for a great member of the esteemed chat. Any good drops at MCM? Joe Wise? Not yet. Not yet. The last of the Time Lords is here. Good to see you, Anton. Thanks for stopping back by this fine evening, sir. They're hiding it. Ooh, it's all ninja-like. Not yet. There's a giant space that's unfilled. All right, let's see. Skew, pay us to take them? That's what I'm thinking. That would be kind of remarkable. Equals awesome. Yeah, I would do that. Skew, that's about the only way. I know. I feel bad about that. See, we're showing our age with Fatal Attraction references. This is why I just keep clicking. Well played, people. Go to the next pick. There's a whole display box with nothing on it. Oh, okay, I will go there. Let's see. Classic. It's a classic. Are we thinking of Big Ben style exclusive reveal? Oh, that would be interesting. They did Big Ben in the past. Who else? What other British soldiers have they had in G.I. Joe? That would be interesting. All right, what have we? Egad. All right, hang on. This is one I just had called up, so let me check. Let's go. Here we go. Oh. Now I'm seeing the big empty space you speak of. Oh man, and I was just noticing what was in the case. That's like yeah. That's a ginormous table for something to just hang out on. And quite a bit on top of these cases. If they're going to do that, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, that would be a sweet spot for a reveal for sure. But I feel like so far what they're going to do is show things in the cases. Still, this reveal, whatever this is going to be, is probably going to end up here with the hiss. That would be my thoughts. And I would think here are just like they'll have, I don't know, whatever they have at these shows, they'll have something up here. I would imagine they're not going to be storing prototypes or anything like that on top of this, but I could see this being the big reveal spot. That's interesting. Star, a lot of time and money could be saved if they just hold Star Wars Celebration at Ollie's. Just trying to help. Kathleen Kennedy just hanging out at Ollie's. I could see that. Sci-fi, the space is big enough for an Arctic Hiss tank. Yeah, I do wonder what they're going to show there. All right, guys, speculation time. What are we thinking? Like, I mean, that's a big spot. That's a big spot for a potential reveal. I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but that's a big spot for it. But then in the case here, that's a giant space around that Arctic Hiss. So what do you think? Are we going to get, first off, they've teased a driver. I don't know, is this the driver for the Hiss, or is it possible we're going to see a Cobra Commander with his coat on, like G.I. Joe the movie style? Or is it possible? So, like, they had, what was it? The HMS for the Hiss tank. I wonder if there will be a snow version. Or I wonder if they'll do like a snow vamp or a snow stinger. Like a snowy stinger would be kind of cool, especially since it's all plated up and closed off. That might be neat. But I'm trying to think of what else we could be looking at. I'm sure it'll be totally out of left field. But considering all this space going on around the Hiss, I have to think it's something that is at the very least snow themed. Could be wrong though. I am oftentimes. What is that empty display stand? G.I. Joe waved. Poor Star. A thunder machine or a hammock? Ooh, most recent shown in the music video. Oh, I would take a Havoc. I would need the Havoc, but you guys know I would need the Havoc. Both? Ooh, they have talked about the Thunder Machine quite a bit, haven't they? I wasn't thinking about that. See, Brick, Big Ben is awesome. Awesome. I got you, Skew. We're good. We're good, man. See, Star, it's John Cena, Unseeable Joes. Oh, no. It happened. It went full John Cena circle. That back wall looks like a psychedelic album cover from the 60s. You know what? You're right. Maybe they got the time period a little wrong there, Star. They need to go a lot more like fog and a lot more hardcore hair metal and neon and all that coming down. Like we needed lights and a black background. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, all I can think of, it could be, they're not going to use this huge space to just show a Cobra Commander. So it might be that a Cobra Commander just quietly gets slipped into this case, but it's almost got to be something snow related that gets dropped in there. Oh man. Yeah, that could be interesting. What I really want, okay, obviously the Havoc. Like I said, I would take a Silver Mirage. What I would love to see is for them to say, oh, and also we're reissuing the Vamp again. Because I think the Vamp, and I know I've talked about this plenty too, but the Vamp and the Hiss are like the quintessential G.I. Joe vehicles. You see those and you know it's G.I. Joe. Whereas other ones, they can, like the silhouette, can look like just generic military, but those two are unmistakable. Might be a wave. Oh, that's true. I wonder if they could have prototypes. Have they shown off? Are we still looking at renders of any waves, or have we seen all the prototypes of the renders they've shown off so far? Or a vehicle or two? It could be. I've heard that the comic book that I recommended to you is going to be made into an animated series for Netflix. Which one? I know that they were talking about, like, Sci-Fi brought up the Energon universe from Skybound, but popular speculation is because Amazon already has a relationship with Skybound that they would probably get a shot at least at grabbing the Transformers book. If that's what you're thinking, Anton. If you're not, let me know. See, G.I. Joe and Cobra Commander transform. Yep. I like the moral behind all the toys. That's a really, or the mural. God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm clearly losing it. I like the mural behind all the toys. That's a really awesome mural. It is cool. It is cool for sure. Yes, do the Vamp. Trouble Bubbles are an indicator they might. Oh, Trouble Bubbles are kind of quintessentially G.I. Joe too, aren't they? Anton, agreed. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, the vehicles that would have me on board, I do want to get more of the Black Hiss tank. I would get Vamps if they re-released them. And then I would get Silver Mirages. I would get Havocs. And I might, actually, you bringing up Trouble Bubbles. Trouble Bubbles might be something to get. Or like the other ones. Okay. So forget Trouble Bubbles. Not a shot at Trouble Bubbles, but now that I'm thinking about it, the other vehicles that are quintessentially G.I. Joe that I can think of, and let me know in the comments if you can think of any others, but the Fang and the Skyhawk. Like, you've got your ground vehicles with the Vamp and the Hiss, and now you need your air vehicles with the Fang and the Skyhawk, and those are, all four of those are quintessentially G.I. Joe, and I would love to see him do those. Like a Skyhawk in Classified and a Fang, those would be ridiculous. I also, of course, want them to announce that they're making all their figures with extra hands. But yeah. Anton, I see Cold Slither on the bottom of that mural. That's very cool. Call the command. Yeah. Let's see. That's very cool call. The commander would be very happy, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. The commander loves listening to this stuff. Ask Satin. All right. We have Skew, Toypixx. They did re-release the Trouble Bubbles. A precedent? Couldn't remember this word earlier. No, you're good. You're good, Skew. But maybe, I would love it. I know, here's the thing, though. They did re-release the Vamp once. Or maybe it was they just had a small little stockpile sitting in a warehouse somewhere. So that makes it a little trickier. You're all right. Anton, the thing's really cool, but I love the Dragonfly. I played with that toy a lot. Yeah, the Dragonfly's rad. And if I had all the scratch, I probably would have all the G.I. Joe HasLabs. But there are some that I won't miss. And the fact that, I mean, just vehicles in general, too. If they do a Havoc, obviously I'm in. If they do just regular vehicle wise, if they do a Vamp, if they do a Skyhawk, not a Vamp, sorry, I already brought that up. A Fang, a Skyhawk, Silver Mirage motorcycle. Yeah. And the Ram, I guess, is kind of quintessentially G.I. Joe too, isn't it? Let's see. They are nailing vehicles. Yeah, for sure. All right. So let's get out of here. And now the last thing that we've gotten announced at MCM, at least as of me starting this live stream, was very anticlimactic to me. We've got this Tron Legacy character. I don't know who she is. Let's see. Quora joins the fun, debuting at MCM London. This one's from Dwight. Let's see. Love getting the chance to work on these figures, and adding her to the Tron Legacy lineup is perfection. If you're in London this weekend, swing on over to check out these figures and many more at the Hasbro Pulse booth. So there you go. That's that Tron figure. And the dude. You almost want to get this just because it's the dude. But I don't know. What's everybody thinking of these? I know that people obviously didn't really go out in droves to see Tron Ares. This is from Tron Legacy, which I think was slightly better received, but I still don't know that this was received all that well. So I'm not sure. I know their HasLab is still floundering, to put it mildly, like Sci-Fi George said at the beginning. They're just over 1,000. They need 10,000. And there's a big push right now to really get that HasLab going. And I don't think it's happening. I do, in fact, question the viability of Tron as a franchise. If Indiana Jones couldn't do it, I mean, Tron, in theory, is more, the figures look more toyetic, I suppose, but they're just figures in black. It's got kind of that Bryan Singer X-Men vibe going. So I don't know how well they do. I could be off. Yes, they did. The Fans Hobby Air Eagle is so awesome. Hasbro cannot make it better for that price. That's probably true, but I would like to see what they would do to classify it up a little bit. That one is pretty much a straight up Skyhawk, isn't it, Mr. Madsen? Just like as far as the 80s look. Brick, I'm not convinced by Hasbro's faces. Let's see, cool to see Quora, or but cool to see Quora in figure form. And I don't even know who played Quora. Like, I can tell this one's supposed to be Jeff Bridges, but I can't tell who these two are. I never saw Legacy. Let's see, this. It's on my list. Fans, got it. The Tron Legacy figures look good, but Tron is such a niche property. Hasbro can't make money with them. It needs to be an independent. And that could be the way to go too there. I don't know what their licensing agreement is with Disney. Maybe something in that licensing agreement made it so they had to produce these, but I just don't see them doing that well. The figures themselves don't look that interesting. Now, if they had, say, like a fluorescent paint going on, that might be kind of cool. And maybe they do and I'm unaware. So at night, the lines would glow in the dark. But even so, you're still looking most of the time at just figures in black. Toypixx, it has two looks, two different wing config. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I think I've only seen the regular Skyhawk configuration. Olivia Wilde. Okay, thank you, Brick. I got to look again and see if that's even, no. I'm not getting Olivia Wilde vibes off of that. If anything, no, that's not right either. I was going to say more Morena Baccarin, but I think that would be because of the hair more so than the face. Okay, yeah, no. Anton, Tron figures look really cool from what I can see, but I don't know anybody that would buy them. I probably just buy the girl in the center. She looks cool. I really love a beautiful girl in long gloves. All right. You're going to need to start looking at a whole lot of anime figures, I think, Anton. I think that'll do it for you. If we're talking the long gloves thing, it weirds me out. Skew, I had a Carrie-Anne Moss viewing and I'm not mad or ashamed. You're all right. That's not a problem, Skew. Let's see. Man, I don't even know. I wouldn't say Carrie-Anne Moss either, but I don't know who I would say. Like, does she really? Some characters they say are supposed to look like X actress or X actor or whatever. This one, and then they look like someone else. This one, I can't place at all. Huh. Anyway, that's pretty much what we got from MCM so far. Brick, I hope these drawn figs have UV reactive paint on the white. My Magma Forge Master Orc by Grey Knight is stunning under the UV flashlight. Perfect gimmick for Tron. That's what, yeah. When I was saying fluorescent paint, that's probably more along the lines of what I was thinking. I hope. I just didn't know what to say. But yeah, I would think that would be awesome, Brick. Like, that would be the way. But even so, most of the time, people that are going to get these, what are they going to do? Turn off their lights and then just look at them stand on their shelves? I don't know. It's tough to. This is a tough sell. I would think this is a very tough sell. Star, not sure about the figs though. It would be cool to have black leather clothes that light up. I'd wear that around the house. I would too. That would be all right. Skew, keep naming actresses. We'll figure it out eventually. They do glow? Yeah, I would hope that they would. Definitely need to glow. Yep. I completely agree, but I don't know that they do. So is it okay with everyone that I'm a fan of Sailor Moon? They all look hot, and I think that their outfits are really cool looking. Sorry to weird you out, Dave. No. What you said didn't weird me out. It was just I started thinking about all those Japanese figures, and I'm like, there's no way anybody over in the West could sell those without somebody freaking out on them. Sailor Moon, I think Sailor Moon would probably be acceptable over here, though. So you're absolutely okay, Anton. Nobody's going to judge anybody for what they dig. Unless you dig McFarlane, then we might get judged. I kid. Skew, they stand there, look at them glow, and throw JHS Sprocketch. Sprocketch, rave. All right. Look at me going with bad accents and mispronunciations. It's how I roll. So yeah, we'll leave it there. What do we have right here? There's not a lot going on. Clearly, I wish MCM would show me more. Today's all about weird old reference, but her face reminds me of Samantha's mom on Bewitched and Dora. Wait a sec. I might be able to vaguely remember that. I can see that a little bit, especially in the eyes. Like I really see it in the eyes. Maybe that's where it's at. I don't necessarily see it in the rest of the face, but the eyes for sure. And usually the eyes are the part that people have a hard time getting right. I wonder, now that I'm thinking that, hold on. I'm covering up her eyes on my monitor here. I can't tell if that's Olivia Wilde down there or not. Huh. And by that I meant from her chin to the bridge of her nose, ladies and gentlemen. Skew, is that a light cycle behind them? I believe so. I think a light cycle is there. Hang on. Let's go and find the... Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure we've seen the light cycle in their previous Tron display, but I think so. I think that's what we're looking at. Too bad we don't have a slightly better look at that, but I'm sure a lot of pictures will be taken over the weekend, so we should get a better shot. Fighting evil by moonlight. Yep, there's light cycles for these. Sweet. All right. What do we have here? Okay, so we'll leave it up on Tron. You know what? I don't know that I want to leave it on Tron. Hang on. They look like the graduating class from the. Wow. You know what? Hold on. Let me see. No, not really my graduating class so much. No, nobody was really going with the beards and all that stuff at the time. We did have some clean shaven heads, but there's none of those here, unless you want to count the mask face here. That's a good call, though, Star. I can see that. Do they come with the bikes? I think I see one of the bikes behind them. I don't know if they come packaged with the bike or if you get it separate or if one of the figures comes with the bike. I'm not sure. I don't think there's been a lot of information released about these yet. It might end up being that they have to do contractually either a Pulse exclusive or try and do maybe they'll try and make this a HasLab just to show Disney, nah, man, this ain't gonna fly. Close enough, Bridges. The deed. All right, so Uncarded had asked on one of my videos, because I did one, it was like a 3 or 4 minute long video where I was talking just about the business of Toypixx and that kind of good stuff. So I figured, he said, well, we don't know the ultimate goal for this and all that stuff. So the ultimate goal, the real, I suppose, the why behind it all is get mom retired. She has worked on her own business for so long. She hasn't built it in a way that it can run itself. It always needs her and her business partner. So the ultimate goal with Toypixx would be like, that's the ultimate financial goal. Get her retired, get me so I just get to mess with Toypixx all the time, all that. But the actual vision, thinking about Toypixx in the future, is just a massive pop culture hobby slash or media company sort of deal. So we'd be talking about all kinds of figures from all kinds of properties, all kinds of different people's tastes, all that. We'd start it with photography because I know with what I know so far, I am most competent at photography. So what I'm starting with is taking pictures of just various product, whatever product people want me to shoot, so that I can make ends meet that way. From there, I'm going to start making connections with various people at Hasbro, Mattel, Spin Master, all these toy companies, so that I can see if I can start getting some photo work from them, as well as other pop culture companies, kind of make it so Toypixx is a big pop culture photo brand. And as that grows, then I start hiring people to help me take the pictures. We hire some editors, some social media people. And then as far as people to post and figure out how the algorithms work and all that, and then we bring on a lot more on-air talent. And the only way that we're going to really make this work as a media company is just content all over the place. Content like mad. It's going to have to all start with me. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting things up so that I'll be able to start really hardcore with the content after the toy show, after I've got some ads running and all that stuff, because at that point, money will start coming in. So the ultimate goal, massive media company focused on pop culture hobbies. Where it's starting is just basic product photography. And then I'll bring in people that are much better than me at all these other things so we can grow a lot faster. Never, ever bring in DNC players, ladies and gentlemen. Always bring in people that complement you or that are even better than you. So eventually, you don't have to be there in the day-to-day. You have other people doing the work. That would be key. So that's kind of the overall what's going on as far as Toypixx, as far as the business model, what I'm trying to make work. We'll also have events here and all that, so the public starts to dig Toypixx, what it's all about, help show people how to take pictures of their stuff, that sort of thing. So yeah, there you go. Brick, haha, that Bridges is not cute. Clue, young version is passable since they used early de-aging tech on him in the movie. So just as weak as the source material. Oh man, they look like the graduating class from the Matrix. That might be, you know what, Anton? I like that. And then as they get older, they remove all the color and they're just wearing black. Maybe that's, you know what, we could also, since we were talking, or since I brought up the Bryan Singer X-Men, that could be their graduating class uniform. And then when they're out on missions, they remove all the color. It could go Matrix or Bryan Singer X-Men, either way. See, pretty sure young Jeff there is just wearing Logan's costume. See, that's what I'm saying. That's where, yep, that is absolutely where we're at. We're looking at 90s or early 2000s style superhero costumes with Tron. Good times. They need to reboot if they're going to insist on this cyberspace thing. Did they go into cyberspace with Tron Ares? I mean, there are some brands that I've been thinking maybe they just need to die. And I don't know. I'm not going to say that about Tron because I was never into Tron, so I don't know enough. Do you guys think that are into Tron? Do you think Tron is one of those brands that just needs to stop? And maybe one day, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, somebody will dig into the old Disney vault, blow off a script for something like this, and say, hey, we might be able to make this something interesting. Reboot was an early CGI kid show about computer and cyberspace. Oh, okay. I remember Reboot. I just was thinking there was something going on there. Sorry, Spaded One. I got you now. Let's see, Real World, but not sure. Trailer looks lit. Looks it. Oh, that's right. For Tron Ares. I know part of it's in the real world. Tron was never a franchise. It's always niche. I knew that it didn't do well in the box office at any point. It seems to have kind of gotten a cult following, but never a following that makes it money, I suppose. Tron Ares might go into cyberspace. Spoilers. Got it. Don't worry, Brick. I mean, I'm not saying that mine is the only opinion here. I'm not going to watch Tron Ares, so spoilers, I'm good. Spaded, Tron always sucked, and they would have been much better off making this a CGI flick like, let's see, Miles Morales than insisting on people taking it seriously. That might have been cool. I really did like the Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse movies. That might have been a cool take. I don't understand why the advertisements were saying it's so big, it's so great. And from all I've heard is no, it wasn't that great, Tron Ares. Well, that's kind of how advertising works, Anton. People always sit there and say, oh man, it's the number one this and that and everything. And then when you dive into the numbers, you realize it's the number one movie this week because there was no real movie that came up against it to compete. And it still had a massive drop off in the second weekend. So you dig into that stuff and you realize how they can get away with it, even if it's a little bit disingenuous. Yep, ads always lie. Truth. Oh boy. All right, guys, let's see. Let's go to, I want to find, what's the new name for Muff Toys? What was it you were talking about, Spaded One? Let's see. Let's go here. Because maybe, wow, how did I miss a lot of this stuff? Protector of Metropolis. All right, help me out, guys. Help me out. Star, I think Tron has serious potential, but the powers that be don't seem to be willing to do what needs to be done to reach that level. And that could be, it could be that, I mean, right now it looks like companies are going to have to start spending less money on movies because the movies just aren't making the bank back. So what I'm thinking needs to happen, I mean, just total layman's perspective here, one of two things needs to happen. They either need to really cut back on the budgets, or they need to sit there and say, this thing's not going to be on streaming for a year. And then that way, people that really want to see whatever are going to be a little more forced to go out and see it. But I don't know. I don't know that that's going to work. I mean, especially streaming right now is kind of like Disney Plus, right? There's not tons coming out for Marvel and Star Wars, which is the only reason that I would have Disney Plus. So everything that's there, I've pretty much already seen, except Marvel's Zombies, and there might be a Star Wars thing I missed too. And I've heard Zombies is kind of fun. But yeah, I don't know that they can sit there. The genie's out of the bottle on streaming, so I don't know that they could say it's going to be another year before this comes out, because they're not going to make more content for streaming platforms that aren't making tons of money. So I'm thinking what they're going to have to do is just start budgeting less onto these movies. And maybe that's good. Maybe it's bad. Maybe it forces people to be more creative. Maybe that's the kind of thing that saves the movie industry. I'm not sure. Spaded, I'm making fun of the license here, but these actually look pretty good for Hasbro figs. Oh, yeah. Chaos Toys is a new name. Okay, we'll look those up. Jedi Rave, close enough bridges. Oh, skew, Spaded. I just picked up that Kryptonite Seeker on the right. Nightmare Batman, wild figure, silicone torso. Really? They really need to change that name. Please, it can be confusing to those unaware. They did. They went with Chaos Toys now, Star. We're good. I did feel a little weird typing that into my search, though, I have to admit. No said. That Metropolis Protector literally has an alternate shirt for ripping the shirt open to reveal the Superman costume. Crazy stuff. Wow. Oh, dear. Chaos Toys. All right. And this is the Kryptonite Seeker. Hang on. I do feel like I should see this now. How do I go? Hey, look at that. I just have to push a button. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty great. I think, you know what I think the favorite part is of this thing? Well, I mean, that shot's really cool. The trench is sweet too. I was going to say the fedora, but the fedora trench coat combo, that's what's up. That's a great looking figure. Oh, and he's got a camera. That's key. That's old school though, man. Yeah, that's a win right there. That's an old camera. And then I was going to try and figure out what art that was. Like if it's newer, if it's more like 80s art. That's a cool setup there. I want to do something like this with a Transformer one day, but showing them go from like car to robot or jet to robot, robot to jet, whatever. I want to do something like that. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Let's leave it here. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. My bad. Hang on. I suck again. I just did the whole that's pretty sweet, but it opened in a totally new window. Hang on. Here we are. All right, we'll start this over. And I'll spare you the commentary. This is the shot I was talking about when I was saying I want to do like car to robot, jet to robot, vice versa, whatever. I think that'd be fun. But I love the series they put together here. And that background is definitely either inserted after the fact or just a monitor. Probably a monitor, actually. I love this shot. One of the things that I think is underrated about a great action figure is that they can pose just very simply like this. Like you can get them kind of just sitting down, posed, legs crossed. Just those kind of chilling poses can be tough to get when it comes to some action figures. All right, let's keep it there now. Head back to ye old chat. Hey, it's not my fault that Glenn Close had a thing against rabbits and dogs. It is sci-fi. It is totally your fault. We're all blaming you at this point. Yeah, I saw that. Sorry about that. Chaos, so much better. That previous name sounded like toys for alternative purposes. I agree. Maybe they didn't know the slang over here. Yeah, they're pretty great. All these Superman / Clark Kent figures are just waiting to use the Super Musk lighted foam. Oh, that's right. And this one in particular would be perfect for that. I forgot I'm getting that too. Facts indeed. There's a blue suit variant too with a classic blue costume underneath. I think I've seen that one. Maybe not though. Let's see. Really cool picture. Why is Superman in black and silver though? Oh, this would be, what was it called, guys? His rebirth suit? Like from the 90s when he came back to life. The only thing that confuses me there though, Anton, is that he doesn't have the mullet. Like in the black suit, I feel like he should have the mullet. Skew recovery suit version. Okay. Recovery suit. I was thinking rebirth suit, but that's a whole new continuity, isn't it? Star, I'd be terrified at what would happen when I get home from work to see that my wife intercepted a package from me from Muff Toys. Hopefully it would be written in Chinese and she wouldn't exactly see what it said. The Chaos Toy stuff looks more like classic outfits. Okay, we'll go find some of that. Nick Cage approved, mullet not included. Oh dear. Let's see. This is the Sci-Fi George. Thanks again for all the great comments. Let's see. What you got, Sci-Fi? Let's see. That empty space in the class booth is a memorial for all of the unsold Snake Eyes Origins figures. Oh, poor Snake Eyes Origins. That makes me sad. Okay, let's go find, let's see if on Toys Metaverse, we also have Chaos Toys. Aha! Wait a sec. Let me go back now. Make sure I share the screen this time, since I suck again. There we go. Okay, this is all the stuff that came up when I typed Chaos Toys. Man, they're really going all in on the Zack Snyder stuff, aren't they? Wait. This Leo still, huh? Huh. Oh, that's a lot more than I got mine for way back when. Of course, I sold them, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right. I'm derailing long enough to look at the mask. We might have all seen this one. I prefer the comic look, again, just because I'm not the movie guy, but that does, this does a really good job. That's actually, yeah, that's great. Well, now I'm just confused. That's the mask face looking at the mask. I think we need to leave it here. And let me get out of there because I derailed long enough. It keeps taking me to a new window and it disappoints me when that happens. So let me start over. My apologies, guys. But yeah, look at all the stuff that this thing comes with. Again, not a movie guy, but they kind of crushed this. I love that face. The only thing that'd make it funnier is if it had the tongue hanging out. the head sculpt looks better with the hat. It's like something gets lost in translation with the forehead. All right, let's keep it rolling. Spaded, and their accessory spread is impressive. Some real competition for Mezco. Yeah. Woo. I have cases of those Snake Eyes Origins movie figures. Oh, uncarded. That sounds bad juju, man. You don't want that. Zach is back. The Snyderverse is currently trending on news that DC/WB are being sold. I don't know that they go back, though. Like, what would they do? I mean, everybody from there's gotten older. I just don't know. Like, gun stuff is starting to. I mean, I know the Superman movie, I think it missed its mark by the number I heard was somewhere in the $40 million, $45 or $48 million range. Like, had it made that, it would have broken even. But again, they spent so much money on that movie that if you make over $600 million in the theaters and you don't break even, holy crap. And a lot of that was spectacle that was probably unnecessary. So yeah, they're gonna. I can see. I know Gunn's not sure about his future, but you would think they'd want to give it a little bit to get its legs. Remember that when Man of Steel came out, people were really excited about what DC was going to do because holy crap, are they going to be able to do what Marvel did? And now, when this latest Superman movie came out, people were kind of, it seems, burnt out or just bummed about mediocre movies and all that in general. So I'm looking at the Superman movie as kind of the first phase, or at least beginning the first phase of the MCU. A lot of those movies in the first phase didn't kill it. They had to build to kill it. And what Warner Brothers is going to need is that patience. Now, the trick is, after Supergirl and after Lanterns and after what was going on with Peacemaker, is that enough? Like, are they going to say, you know what, Gunn is not the guy, and try and bring in somebody else and just totally restart all of it? I don't know, but I'm kind of worried about DC. They keep getting rebooted, whether it's the comics continuity or the movie universe. Look up Chaos Toys Dark Knight Vigilante. All right, let's head in there. Close this one out. Close this one out. Chaos Toys. Don't worry. I know I'm not on there. Let's see. I know we're not showing things. Chaos Toys Dark Knight Vigilante. Oh my. Is that way? Okay, hold on. I know I'm not there. Hang on. My face is so close to the screen. Oh. Oh man. All right. Whoa. So, yeah. Is this? I don't recognize that pistol, but this isn't red. It's not supposed to be Thomas Wayne, is it? Like, is this isn't, this looks like it wants to be a Frank Miller Batman. But I don't remember the Frank Miller Batman having a pistol at any point. Help me out, guys. Help me out, and I'll get back to the chat here. Skew uncarded. He needs an Energizer battery commercial stat if he comes back. Oh, man. Yeah. Anton, well, good night, everybody. I hope everybody is safe and happy. Buy more toys, buy more comic books, and buy more graphic novels, and always be safe. Thank you, Anton. You as well, man. Always good to see you in the chat. Can't wait till the next one. Hopefully, we'll actually have some MCM stuff to talk about. Sci-fi. Anton, I'm not sure. Try a Google search. Otherwise, do an Amazon UK. Oh, yeah. Good call. Pepperidge, Pepperidge Farm remembers everything. Sci-fi. I've never heard of Muff Toys, but I'm willing to buy 2 cases. Just they're not. I don't believe they're life size though. That's where you got to be careful there. Sci-fi. Uncarded. Gun is done. Back to Droma Studios. He goes. Sci-fi. Just don't open it with a lady friends whilst playing. Put it on. Oh my God. Oh, kids these days. I likes it. Spaded. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah, that's nice. Yep, agreed. Nice, Dark Knight. Any pre-orders yet? What do we have? I think. Let me see. Mini toy. Let's see. Or what am I saying? Toys Metaverse. Second payment. So, yeah, we've got it. Looks like you got to pay the $20 deposit. Estimated release date is April. I don't like, this is another trend I don't like on a lot of these sites, is give us the deposit, but we're not going to tell you how much it's going to eventually be, except here we go. This one did. Look at that. I shut up real quick. Okay, so the deposit is $20, and then the remaining after the $20 is $63. So that's not too bad. If though, like I see a message, but I don't see where you can actually order this thing. Please message the shop owner for order details. Huh. All right. So you got to figure this stuff out, but it might work out. You might be okay. You might still be able to get this thing. Tis the Dark Knight Rises version. Dark Knight Rises. Do I not know that? Is that the one? Was that the sequel to Dark Knight Returns? Like that Frank Miller did, or am I way off? That's a fun face sculpt. He's done with you, with all of you. Bruce is angry. Look up Chaos Toys National Defender next. Ooh, I will. Face is dope and hilarious. One of the best Dark Knight Returns bats I've seen. Yeah, it's impressive. Until you get to the triple-digit shipping charge. Ugh. Hopefully it's not that bad, but this is Hong Kong, which technically... Oy. Not Rises, Returns, my bad. That's what I mean, though. Like, the Returns Batman, he used a rifle, but it wasn't... I can't remember. What was it? It was kind of to use a grapple or something. I don't remember. I don't remember him having a pistol is the thing that's throwing me off. All right. What was the one to look up? Chaos Toys National Defender. Let us party. Let us search for Chaos Toys National Defender. I might be able to just type National Defender. Oh, I think we have seen this one. Hang on. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, the Superman himself, the colors look right. The cape looks wired. I don't know about that face. Who's that? That face is reminding me of somebody. Oh, it's oh my God, David Harbour. That's David Harbour without the beard. That's what's going on. So if you like David Harbour's Superman, you're in. Face is dope. Okay, hold on. I gotta get back to where I was. Yeah. Meant to be that soups. Okay. Bruce Campbell? Maybe? Hold on. Yeah, I could see Bruce Campbell there too. That's just, yeah, I don't know. And it almost looks like his face, like his facial features, are taking up a lot less of his head than they should be. It's a weird sculpt. Hang on, let's see if we can find. That one doesn't look so bad. I think it's the plain face that's throwing me off. Now there, I can see they're definitely trying to do the Frank Miller Superman. Huh. Yeah, it's that plain face sculpt that's throwing me. Yep, that's all. That's all. And that's of course what I locked in on. It's Dark Knight Returns Soups. He's supposed to look ridiculous. Yeah, but he wasn't like I think yeah, I mean I get what you're saying. Huh. Maybe that's it too with the chin. Although to be fair, Dark Knight Soups did have the chin. Oh, let's see. Chunky soups equals fire. Pair him with your Dark Knight Returns for best results. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Chaos Toys did a figure called the Soldier, I think, aka Captain America, that comes with a skull head. Ooh, like a red skull head? Rick, one armed comic Green Arrow next. Yes. Do it. Angry Jay Leno. I don't know. Now I don't want to hear that because now all I'm picturing, well, all I'm hearing in my head is Jay Leno's voice as Superman. Take a pic of this guy breaking bricks with his chin, karate style. That'd be all right. I mean, you are right about the chin. Like the chin, definitely. In fact, let's just look this up right now. Dark Knight Returns Superman. Da, 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 da. Let's try and find. Hang on, as soon as I get this picture called up. All right, give me just a sec. I got the picture called up. We're going to go to Frank Miller's stuff here. All right, so there's Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns Soups. He doesn't have like that angry look. He never really did. I don't think so much in the comic. I'm trying to remember, even when he and Bruce were throwing down, you could see like a bruised and battered Soups, but he always looked like he was he always had that look like he felt bad for Bruce, more so than, I mean, this is almost stern on National Defender. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting at here, but I know it just strikes me as wrong. It strikes me as an angrier interpretation. They should make the mutant leader. Oh, yes. Yes, that would be nice. Right, Uncarded. Didn't someone already? I don't know. Let's see, Brick. How does he shoot it with Snoopy's jaw for a bow? That's awesome. One-armed Tommy Oliver. Yeah, that would be fun to get it. I remember seeing one shown before. Let me look. Game on. One of these companies is going to have to give us a Delta Force Chuck Norris. Ah, Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. And he can divide by zero. For some reason, I was never really a math guy, but I knew enough math to find those two the most hilarious of all the Chuck Norris things. Skew, let's see, the Juice Knight Returns Super Juice. They make an awesome bear. Fits their look. Maybe I'm the only one that's seeing this and not seeing, I'm just not seeing Frank Superman there as much as I am with the Batman. The Batman, the Bruce, that looks like Frank's. See, that chin and hair is what Super would look like if Bruce Campbell played him. Maybe, I wonder, you gotta wonder. So, like, I have this theory with the whole lopsided grin thing on the back of Flint's file card. That file card was probably written in 84 just because Flint was released in 85. So I have this theory that at the time, Larry Hama figured that the right person to play Flint would be Harrison Ford. With Soups here, what was Dark Knight Returns was 86, right? So was Bruce Campbell a big name at the time? Because maybe Frank Miller kind of made this based off of Bruce Campbell a little bit. Rick, I can picture it, but then again, it looks like Krang from TMNT. Oh no. Sci-fi, George Carlin would have been a great one-armed Oliver Queen. George Carlin was he was a man ahead of his time, man. Guy was a prophet. When I'm telling you, there's some absolutely wild stuff out there that the average collector has no clue even exists. Oh, and I am that person. This is why it's good to have all of you guys here telling me what to check out. They're roided up, Dave. Works for Bat Soups. It's a personal taste. I think that's what we're looking at here. You know what it is? Honestly, when I look at him, I could see that Batman was, or that the Bruce head was a Frank Bruce, even though it was made to look more realistic. I don't see a Frank Superman in that face. Dark Knight Returns was my all-time favorite Batman story until the video game of Arkham Asylum came out. Thank you, LPZZ. Nice, Star. I still haven't played those. Woo, facts. Brick, there was a company called Demiurge that showed one off around October 2nd last year that I'm trying to dig up on Discord. I believe they did a Frank from Sin City too. Nice. The Dark Knight has nothing on Absolute Batman for a bulk. That's fair. That's fair. Has anybody read Absolute Batman yet? Like, is it actually good? Because I've heard it kind of is good. Star, Dave, how are the MAFEX Dark Knight Returns figs? I've been so tempted to pull that particular trigger. Star, I don't know. So my rules, well, my guidelines more so, for my MAFEX stuff is I get like 616 and regular continuity DC stuff. So I don't get stuff outside of that. So I've just got regular Superman. I've just got regular Batman instead of their Dark Knight Returns versions. Reviews I've seen on both have said they're really good, but personally, I haven't handled either one, so I can't tell you what I think. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. If somebody does have those figures, let Star know. Skew, out of Dark Knight Returns context, I'm not demanding these, Dave. In a Dark Knight lens, they look dope. Dark Knight Returns lens, they look dope. Regular World's Finest, not so much. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right, Skew. I mean, for sure. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is I'm trying to figure out, I just don't see Frank in the Soup's face like I do in the Bruce's. But to each their own, it might be a perfect interpretation for what the artist was trying to, or the sculptor was trying to lay down too. Spaded, Dark Knight Returns Batman walks so Absolute Batman can shuffle forward with limited articulation. Yep. I have to think Absolute Batman would be limited articulation. Rick, it was Muff Toys. Google Muff Toys Mutant Leader and it'll come up. No updates. Oh no, really? I've got all the MAFEX Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns figures. They're nice. There you go. Thanks, Uncarded. Star, I had MAFEX Dark Knight Returns. It's your average MAFEX, just thick. So great. Nice. Okay, hang on. All right, we'll do one more search, and then it's about time to hang it up for the evening. Okay. Muff Toys, Mutant Leader. Show me images. Okay, it looks like we've got them on Insta here. Okay, sweet. Hold on just a sec. Hey guys, I will now share the screen. Oh, that is oh man, that thing's kind of perfect. Now see, I see Frank Miller with this too, especially this face. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Oi. Agreed. Yeah, fire indeed, Skew. The quality is good, no loose joints or falling off issues. What did I have? Hold on, Star. Let me think about what I've gotten. I have a loose left bicep on my Superman. Now I know you're not asking about like the stuff that I've got here, but I'm just trying to think of MAFEX in general for what I've picked up. My Wolverine, yes. So my brown suit Wolverine has a foot that I constantly have to push back on. I'm looking at all of them to see. That's about it, though. Like, I think the quality control on these has gotten way better than it used to be. Now, I could be wrong. It could be these guys answer you, and suddenly, let's see, Star, no falling off issues with mine at all. The joints all felt loose, but had no problem staying in position. Kind of just smoother than usual. There you go, Star. There's your answer. All right, guys. I think it's that time. So, you know the drill, man. Thanks everybody for stopping by this fine evening. It's always a good time chatting with all of you. Good to see you this fine night. Hope everybody had fun. Hope everybody continues to have fun when this is all said and done. So, that's what I got. Let's check out one last thing from Star. Let's see. Oh man, we'll wait a sec. But I will get this out of the way. You know you could have done anything. You chose to hang out here with all of us, and I really appreciate it. So thanks again, crew. It's always good times. Oh, yep. I think you're going to be okay, Star. And thank you, sir. Much appreciated. So, that's what I've got. Until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See you, everybody. I wish I could just hit end stream once because it's end stream twice that makes everything awkward. Here we go. I'm about to hit it twice. Oh, now we're doing